Welcome to the Behind the Bench Sports Network. This is the Kobe Bryant Film Room, and I got a banger for you guys today, man. HellaFide cap. You guys know how I do it, man. I thought this video was pretty funny and pretty interesting. The cap in this video was like crazy, bro. And so I've got this content idea from the basketball show. Y'all go like and subscribe to the basketball show. It's the host is the big Russian guy, right? Paul. I think his name is Paul. Yeah, Paul. And Paul is the same guy, in case you guys never stumbled across his content. Paul is the guy who broke the link between Clutch Sports and Bleacher Report. That video that kind of went super like viral a while back, right? And so he's here again with another banger. And Paul, I hope you don't mind me borrowing this from you, brother. But I thought this shit was hilarious. It makes for excellent content. Now, I'm not sure when this video took place. It could have been a year ago. It could have been a while ago. It looks like a little bit of an older video where JJ was still doing his podcast thing. Or maybe it's newer. Y'all let me know. But this clip is just too fucking priceless, bro, for me to pass up. But without further ado, let's get into it.
To me, and this is my opinion, I think there's three guys that I'm comfortable saying are three of the five best players ever. And It's Kareem, LeBron, and MJ.
Whoa. Flag on the play. Flag on the play. Let's do this, right? So this clown right here brought up Kareem. JJ, I thought you didn't really respect the 70s. I thought you kind of shit on the 70s because I heard you guys kind of talking about how they dribbled the ball back to the basket, all this shit, right? Nobody shooting threes like that, all this bullshit, right? Jerry West had to come out and check your ass. Bob Cousy had to defend himself, right? So now Kareem is one of those top three guys. Okay, whatever. I call cap, but whatever. We'll move on.
After that, I think there's like 5 or 6 guys that you could make an argument for as either the fourth guy on a Mount Rushmore or a top 5 player. And Steph is one of those guys, to be honest with you.
Like that.
Steph is one of those, and so is Tim, so is Larry, so is Magic, Wilt for sure.
Hey, yo, Evan Turner's like, yo, you ain't gonna mention Kobe, my nigga? Like, he beat you in the finals. Check out Evan's look. Look how Evan look at this clown.
Magic. Wilt for sure. Yeah, Kobe had
You ain't try to leave out Kobe. Let's go back.
Tim, so is Larry, so is Magic. Wilt for sure. Yeah, Kobe
Kobe had no flaws. I don't like talking about guys' flaws, but if we're talking about the greatest ever, we should be allowed to pick apart people's games.
For those of you who watch my content over on my channel, who does that sound like? Don't that sound like me? See, a lot of players feel the same way that I feel. They just won't say it. Right? They're not trying to step on people's toes. But you see how adamant Iguodala was here? Let's go back. Look how adamant he is about it. Look at that look he gave.
Guys' flaws, but if we're talking about the greatest ever, we should be allowed to pick apart people's games. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying. You can't have any flaws. And so if you name each guy, you have to say he didn't have a flaw.
Look at the look he gave. He gave that look like that you, hey, don't do it, nigga. Like, bro, this is the look your dad give you when you before you do something bad. Hey, yo, that look was priceless, yo. Because he knows JJ on that bullshit.
I'm saying, you can't have any flaws. And so if you name each guy, you have to say he didn't have a flaw.
Well, I think the counterpoint to...
Here's where the dancing starts, right?
Well, I think the counterpoint to this, your thing is, I think what you're talking about is a player. And I'm talking about...
He can't refute it. Hey, he want that coaching job, bro. He know his ass would be out of there.
Counterpoint to your thing is, I think what you're talking about is a player. And I'm talking about the player plus the resume, plus the career, plus the era. I think era does matter.
Now, era matters, but he had Kareem at 3, right? And he's saying he's the one who preaches that basketball evolves and all this bullshit.
Yes.
Shout out to Kareem, one of the GOATs, by the way. This is no disrespect to him.
Era certainly matters.
Yes.
I'm not making a case for George Mikan here.
You see how he just disrespected George Mikan? This clown has no respect. None, bro. He disrespects legends just at the... He just lets the shit roll off the tip of his tongue, man. Look out. That's an uncomfortable laugh from Iguodala, because that was an unnecessary shot at George Mikan. Shout out to George Mikan, one of the greatest players ever.
In here. Okay. But I think the resume is adds to the skill set. When we talk about skills, I think a lot of times it comes down to this.
But you see what he just did? You see how he just dismissed George Mikan? So if it's not about skills and it's about resume, how is George Mikan not one of the GOATs? Right? This clown just spoke against himself.
I can put on a show dribbling the basketball and make tough shots, right? I think that's generally speaking what we talk about with skills. Because everybody, when they talk about the most skilled players, the same guys always get brought up. It's Kyrie, it's Kobe, maybe Kevin Durant's in there. They don't talk about LeBron.
You can't talk about LeBron because he's not one of the most skilled players. You can't talk about those other guys, right? And I want you guys to notice something before we continue with the footage, right? I want you guys to know this. I think this video was done a while ago. But now that you're in the future, can you see the play? Right? These guys from Clutch Sports seem to have the same, or people around LeBron's camp, let me just say that to be safe, seem to have the same arguments, right? This argument he was using way back when, and then LeBron starts using it. And then they start talking about it on TV. Let's go back.
It's Kobe, maybe Kevin Durant's in there. They don't talk about LeBron. They don't talk about Shaq, because to them, the best player is based on aesthetics, not...
No, you clown. The best player is based on no weaknesses, like Iguodala was stating. If you have weaknesses in your game, the defense, which Iguodala is a defender, an elite defender, could take advantage of that matchup, right? There's something that they could take away from you. So what he's trying to do is he's trying to deflect, and he's trying to bring up aesthetics when Iguodala is not talking about aesthetics. Obviously, Iguodala is talking about production, because the first thing he mentioned was rings, right? So Kobe has, the guy that he tried to leave out on the slick, has the rings and the skills. So he has the production with the skills.
Necessarily performance and effectiveness.
I would say,
and aesthetics, and that's where
he won't let him talk. Let's go back. He won't let the nigga talk.
Because to them, the best player is based on aesthetics, not necessarily performance and effectiveness.
I would say,
and aesthetics, and that's where...
See, that's a new tactic, right? The new tactic is not to let a motherfucker get his opinion out. Don't let this nigga talk so that he can't get the truth out. That's the tactic nowadays that they pull in these media spaces, right? Just over talk somebody, or continue to have these long run-on sentences with no point, just to filibuster your way into the argument. So if you talk and take up all the airtime, Iguodala will have really not that much time to really debunk anything that he's saying.
I think there's like this really blurry gray area when we talk about all these things, like who is the most skilled, who's the best player, who's got the best career. Like, you have to factor in all this stuff. Because when we talk about the best career, like the best resume, well, the era matters in that. The era matters.
You see why he got a job, right? The best career, the best resume, and now the era matters. Now that argument kind of benefits LeBron, right? He just skewed the argument towards LeBron because the skills argument doesn't benefit him. So if that's your criteria, it's not going to benefit LeBron. He's eliminated off GP, right? And so he wants to consider the era. Well, JJ, what about Kareem's era? You had Kareem top 3. See, the way this is designed, this whole thing is designed to exclude Kobe. They have one nigga in mind that they want to exclude, and that's Kobe Bryant.
Matters.
What's the criteria on a resume? Is it championships? Is it MVPs?
I don't subscribe to ring culture, but I think
He doesn't subscribe to ring culture. Check this out. Like I said, I don't know when this video was done. I don't know when this interview was had. But don't you guys find it telling that these guys are using the exact same talking points? Everybody around LeBron's camp. Don't you feel like that's kind of weird? Right? And see, when you let these clowns run their mouths and talk, this is what you're going to get. This is why I have LeBron unrankable right here. Because we don't know the influence, right? The reach of Clutch Sports. We don't know how many of these clowns are undercover in the media. We don't know who signed unless we do some deep research and some deep dives. Then we'll see all these different connections, right? So now these clowns are involved in, making up lists, right? Now they're in charge of NBA history because if they can get their media members to rank players, you could put niggas wherever you want them. And then you can move all your niggas up that you want to move, right? And so that's why I said LeBron was unrankable, not because of his talent. He's obviously one of the greatest players to ever play, but there's too much media manipulation, right? And you can see it if you go back and watch the film. You can see the media manipulation, right? Only stupid fans don't see the links, right? We've been showing you guys on this channel for the past, year and a half. Let's go back. Repeat the same damn shit LeBron was saying.
like the best resume, well, the era matters in that. The era matters.
What's the criteria on a resume? Is it championships? Is it MVPs?
I don't subscribe to ring culture, but I think
he doesn't subscribe to ring culture.
Rings are important in the conversation, but they're not the be all and end all in the conversation.
Or the A all be all, y'all. Wink, wink.
100% agree with you on that one. I'm not a ring culture guy, but I benefited from that. Like, I know I have a lot of flaws, and we were talking about. I think there should be tiers of the Hall of Fame.
I love that
because
you want to be in the tier 3.
Yeah, I'm not a Hall of Famer. If you ask me,
yes,
that's humility from Andre Iguodala. Shit, Andre Iguodala, man, he might have an argument, but I guess he has higher standards for the Hall of Fame because the Hall of Fame kind of lets a lot of people in now that are borderline. But that's humility. Let's go back.
I think there should be tiers of the Hall of Fame.
I love that
because
you want to be in the tier 3.
Yeah, I'm not a Hall of Famer. If you ask me,
yes.
I'm like, man, no. Like, those guys they had no flaws. And I think I was good. But no.
You were awesome.
But like Kobe, like LeBron, come on, man, I can't do that. And a lot of us can't do that. And so it's like how they have to be in their own, like, different world. And then MJ should be in his different world. That's how good MJ was. And so I think I've been wanting to say this. I say it, but it's not received well. If Kobe was that good, if LeBron is this good, if Kareem was that good, if Tim Duncan was that good, imagine how, like what I just said about Larry Bird. Like, Larry Bird is white. He was this good that I'm saying that he's this good. That's how good he was. That's how good Michael Jordan is or was.
He don't like that shit. Make my name take like ass when you speak it. Look at his face.
He's this good. That's how good he was. That's how good Michael Jordan is or was. That it's not even close. Like, I don't think we understand when we see what MJ was doing. He was the most competitive player out there. Like, he had a heat culture before the heat culture. Like, he was ready to. His flaws that we saw was that everything turned into a competition.
So let's that's the end of the clip. But there are no flaws, right? And this is what I've been saying about Michael Jordan and Kobe. There are no flaws, right? There's only things that you can criticize that, oh, well, he shouldn't have done this or he shouldn't have done that. There are no flaws. Basketball-wise, they could go right, they could go left, right? They could pull up, they could post up. They're elite defenders. They can handle the ball. They can pass. They're good free throw shooters, right? They can shoot the three. You're not going to leave them open, right? And so, masters of the mid-range, can't forget that. So that is what we mean by perfect basketball player, right? So, or quote-unquote perfect, because nobody's perfect. There's always some mistakes. But as far as game, they mastered the game on all levels, right? And so where does this, benefit you? This benefits you in the postseason when defenses get tight and you need to be able to elevate one dribble, two dribble, pull up, get your dribbles, lessen your dribbles, right? And get a shot because defenses get tighter, right? There's a little bit less space. People start to hone in on your strengths and weaknesses in the playoffs. See, in the regular season, they kind of let guys do what they do, go through the motions. There's really not, nowadays, they're not really going as hard. And you can see it. You can see the difference, right? And so in the postseason, that's where you see the elite players really show out because they have the least amount of weaknesses. And that's who tends to win the championships. But this is a conversation JJ really doesn't want to have. He wants to stick to the stuff on paper. And the reason why he wants to stick to the stuff on paper is because the film does not benefit his talking points, right? And that's the reason why you see a lot of these clowns running around with the sheet of paper, all right, when basketball is played on the court. And so it was hilarious watching him, stumble and try to create this word salad, talk around Iguodala's point by making a completely separate point that had nothing to do with what Iguodala was talking about, right? And he's pretty much given the Clutch Sports ranking system, the Bleacher Report system, right? He tried to be slick. He tried to exclude Kobe, a man who beat him in the finals. That should have been probably, you might give a nigga space and you might say, well, that's the he might not be the first guy you mentioned, right? But he damn sure should be the second guy considering that he stopped you from winning the championship, right? But this is what these clowns do. He had to keep his job, right? He had to keep his job. And that's that, man. So, but I want to tell you guys, man, thanks for watching, man. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to the Behind the Bench Sports Network, man. Y'all want to listen to great basketball content? We got you, man. Make this your home. Shout out to the bench crew. JB, Rashad, Kelvin, and Big Dog Talk Sports, man. This is Kobe Bryant Film Room, and I'm signing out. Peace.